When is the Giro going to heat up for the GC riders? Not yet. Stage 14, Sierre to Cassano Magnago, 194 kilometers. This is Tyler Yonke, Between Two Wheels Podcast, episode 280. We're doing stage 14 of the Giro 2023. Actually, I cheered. I got excited at the end, so there was a little drama, but I am waiting for the climbing, the destruction of these GC riders. It's not happening. Maybe tomorrow. Probably Wednesday. If then. I don't know. They might just wait. Maybe they're going to fight it out in Rome or wherever they finish the last stage is super flat. Maybe they're going to go for bonus sprints and see what it does there. I don't know what this Giro. It was funny because I was pulling up. Look, it's morning. The race just finished a little bit ago. I got to go for a ride, but I had to get this done and over because I got other things to do today. So I was looking for highlights because I want to pull those up, and they hadn't posted them yet. And I looked back at and accidentally pulled one from 2022 GC shakeup. It's the stage 14 last year was already a big shit show. Not this one. Okay, but you know what? Let's get to it. Let's talk about it. 194 kilometers. Let's see if we have the route here. This shiny little light that runs along the path. There's the thing. Big, Cat 2, Cat 1 that comes, we talked about this early on, and then it's going to be flat with some bumpy stuff. So figured it was going to be the, the breakaway. Likely, unless you get some sprinters over there. And it was raining, bad weather. I'm sick of the weather there. Weren't they on the Mediterranean, which is typically, good weather? And that's the whole idea there. Anyway, here you go. Bunch of guys out there, a lot of rain, the one guy was pretending he was swimming. Anyway, so the break gets up the road early and it gets up there, up on the climb. And there's like 20 some guys or 30 some up in this move. And they're flying, and there's a good mix, and there's not much really to go over other than when it starts to come down near the end. So you've got these Larry Warbass is up there, Ballerini's up there, Old Donnie's up there, Luis Leon Sanchez is up there, Prudhomme's up there, Nico Denz is up there, Derek G is once again up there. Who else? A bunch of them. Maybe I'll try to look up the riders. Let's go to the live stats because we can at least look back and see who was in that chase group for a while. This might be it. Hang on, everybody. It might take a little bit because they post a bunch of stuff up here. So we're gonna try to go back. Okay, so here you go. Composition of Group 1: Ballerini, Peter Suri, Nicholas Prudhomme, Larry Warbass, Christian Scaroni, Andrea Pasqualone, Josse Sunderland, Nico Denz, Alberto Bettiol, there's one, Davide Bais, so he's trying to get the KOM back, Hanek Molbran, Bruno Amrail, keep him in mind, that's one, Lorenz Rex, Fernando Gaviria, so you got one big sprinter up there from Movistar, okay, Marius Meyerhofer, Alessandro De Marque, Balka Molimer, Otto Vergrader, I don't know. Squeens is up there. Who else do we get there? Okay, well, those are the main ones I think we've got in there. Let's go back to the highlights here. So anyway, you're getting 56K. The group starts to split up a bit. You've got the Odani, Siri, I think is up there. Anyway, they're breaking off and they've got a minute or so. Now, the main field itself is all out in front of the GC. It's get 18 minutes. You got two top persons that may move into GC. Our buddy from Movistar, the American, just passed me by here. What's his name? Not Larry Warbass. It's the other one. Will Barta. There we go. Will Barta, Movistar, he's up there, but he's like 29 minutes out of GC. Bruno Amaral from FDJ. Remember yesterday we had the whole disastrous antics of Pinot up the front of the FDJ. Anyway, he's up there. He's like 18 minutes out of GC, and they're getting there. Maybe he's going to end up taking the jersey just easily from Geraint Thomas. Thomas won't care because they'll take it back. Amaral did have a good time trial. He's been riding well. He rode hard the day before to get Pinot up the road, so he's going well. He doesn't get in this front group though. And in the front group, so you got Will Barta, Bruno, there you go, 1837 coming in today. Will Barta, 2940. He's not a threat for that main part. Let's see where else we go. So these guys, they get up the road. There's a little bit of break. There's some chasing going along, and let's see if we can find out who is actually up there. There's the breakaway. This one's a little bit more involved. This highlights here, so we'll have to break it through. Okay, Tom Squeens is up there. Laurens Rex is up there. I'm trying to remember who the rider for Sudal Quick Step. Anyway, the point is there's two groups coming up the road. Rex gets dropped. These three are coming in, and right behind, Rex then gets taken up with another group, which has Derek G, has Bettiol, has Nico Denz, and a few others. There's a small group there. They start closing in. At one point, they were down by like almost 40 seconds, but they really get rolling. The best thing for both of these groups is they all have to commit because they don't want to get caught. The three up front don't want to get caught, so they're drilling it. The ones behind want to catch them, so there's no monkeying around. They're all just not playing any games, and they're drilling it as well, trying to do. There's a chase group. They had like 18 seconds with 6.7 to go. I don't remember who the DSM rider is with them, but he was anyway. Oh, there we go. Well, no, that's the full thing. Okay, 5K, they're still 15 seconds down. They come into the last 1 kilometer. Squeens, O'Donnell kind of jumps early, but then everyone kind of comes back to them. And in the last, what do you got here? 2.9, we're still not quite there yet. Here we go, last one, Aldani takes off. Squeens gets on his wheel, but right before is like 500 meters or so to go, the Nico Denz group joins them, and it's a big it's a group now coming in. Nico Denz jumps off the front. Now remember, he's German, rides for Bora. He had won a stage not too long ago, a few days ago. He jumps hard, and he was leading the group into this, by the way, to make that merge. So this dude is feeling it. But Derek G's on his wheel. Now Bettiol, we know, can sprint. He's won a classic, but he gets immediately distance. So does Derek G. But in the end, Derek G comes up hard as fast as he can, and it's a bike throw to the line, and it's literally like half a wheel. So kind of disappointed for Derek G. But here, let's give him his due here on the screen. Kind of disappointed for Derek G. But man, the 3 second places, 3 second places for Derek G. His team is still looking for their win. But man, he's kind of, and Nico Denz, obviously very good. The next few groups are coming in. The GC, there's the full screen, that one. There's the bike throw. Look at that, half a wheel. So pretty close. I mean, Nico did sit up, and Derek was able to go. But man, I was really impressed with Derek G coming on at the finish there, closing it down, because you can see here, there's a bike length in between them. I don't know how far this is to go from the overhead, but you've got, easily a bike length. He kind of starts to close it down. He's having trouble. Nico's, and it's a little bit of a punch uphill, and look at him dig. I mean, this was a pretty long sprint for these guys. Still going. His legs are killing him. He's coming out. He almost gets hit in the face with Nico Denz's. Oh, he did. He hit him in the head. Oh, you could see that right there. He popped him in the face. Let's get that. So coming up to the right, I'm trying to do this where I don't get struck here on copyright. Coming up, Nico's leaning over just a little bit. Bam! Hits him right. Oh, you could see it. Take him out. It hit him in the face. That's awesome. That's pretty hilarious, actually, to get whacked in the face there. Get the line. I wonder if he apologized for that. Nico Denz, Derek G, same time. Bettiol was distance, same time. Laurens Rex gets a 1 second. Davide Ballerini, that's the Sudal rider. 1 second back. Tom Squeens, 4. He's still been trying to get this thing. Marius Meyerhofer, 10. 20 for Aldani. Pasqualon, 50 seconds. And, look, the one movie star rider that you had, Fernando Gaviria, who could win in a sprint, just for whatever reason, wasn't able to hold on. So popped him out. So that's where we have. That was today's stage. The main group all comes in, and you do get a change in the overall classification. So I think we'll try to look at the results. We're gonna just short one here today, folks, because there wasn't much other than rain. I mean, I was watching it, but come on. Nico Denz, like we said, coming in here. They're scattered all over. 21 minutes back is the main part of the field. Now, Will Barta, he comes in 9 minutes out. So he obviously he sat up. He with Gaviria. He sat up somehow, didn't really care about trying to move up on GC that much. But Ben Swift and the rest of them come in 21 minutes back. So GC now, Amaral is in the lead by 1:41. So still 2 seconds from Geraint Thomas to Roglic. All these people drop down. Amaral goes up 2 places. Nothing real big there. 7 for Eddie Dunbar. He loses 7 places. What happened to him today? 7:24. Was there a... Let's look at the stage here. Let's go to, not nations, let's go to teams. Jayco, where's Team Jayco? There we go. Team Jayco, Eddie Dunbar loses 24 minutes on the day, which, okay, everyone else lost 21, but what did he do? He lost 3 minutes here. That's he was up on GC. He had moved up big. Remember yesterday coming into the stage, the finish in the last 1K, he had attacked. So I'm really curious. Maybe he's not feeling well. That's a curiosity. Just walk through team by team. I can't believe. Well, no, that's not. That's not, because it shouldn't have been a big day for that. Everyone should have been able to stay on. He must have been sick or got her flat right in the last bit and wasn't able to catch on. So GC, let's walk through this again. Eddie Dunbar loses 7 places down there. Some of these other guys move up. Sepp, down, mostly people are moving down a place or two. Shouldn't really be that big of a deal for most of them. Any DNSs? Nope. Everyone finished for the day. Good for them. How about the points jersey? Jonathan Milan, still 164. But Derek G, Ackerman, Nico Denz, they're starting to move up. KOM should get biased back in the lead now. He got the big points on the big one climb there. Youth jersey goes to Almeida. Teams, Bahrain now up in the lead over Israel and Jumbo. So Israel, Primatech, coming forward on this thing. Let's take a look here at the stage tomorrow, Sunday, stage 15. We've talked about this. Now, it depends on weather. I mean, I think weather is killing a lot of people, or at least killing a lot of the impetus for the groups here. Yesterday, they said, oh, there was wind. Okay, there was wind. And remember up the Gran Sasso stage 7, oh, there was wind. So it was all neutralized. It was neutralized yesterday. Today was just, it sucks, man. And sometimes, so when you see these bad weather races, you actually get more of a push to the line because they're just tired of being out there. They don't want to be out there in the rain forever. So they're going to hammer and get it done with. That didn't happen today. They let it happen. They just let it go. There's a lot of guys, and I'm watching this too. It's like, okay, you put your jackets on, and I saw this with the break, and then they're fighting to take them off. And man, I've been in that situation. At some point, it almost seems more struggle to be taking off, taking on, but you're all racing for the win. Maybe you want to be, whatever it is. And you saw those guys coming into the finish. If you did, excuse me, that their jackets are off. So, they decided to strip off. I think it was Nico or one of these guys had 2 jackets at one point. He takes one off, stuffs it underneath his other one, and he's still wearing a jacket. And then the first jacket that he stuffed underneath himself, the arms are flapping out. And I'm like, what's the point, guys? But, you try to be comfortable, you try to be out there. Really suck is you're one of the domestiques. Your intent, your team role is to go and get, jackets, bottles, typically bottles and food for your team leader. Now you've got this weather thing, and you got Roglic or you got whoever your team leader is, and they want to take a jacket off. They want to put it back on. They want to, whatever it is. And you're instructed to be doing, now you want to be dressed. You want to have these things, back and forth yourself, but now you're having to do all this carrying of laundry. Big pain to me, I imagine. Anyway, tomorrow, Cat 1, right out of the gate here, 36 kilometers it starts. It's a 195 kilometer stage. A Cat 1, 11.7 at 7.9. So that's going to be pretty detrimental. This is going to start the breakaway. I mean, this is the thing you're going to get. A break could happen, and I imagine it should stay away. It's not a sprinter's day. Is it going to be a GC battle day? They're probably going to say it's the weather, and they're going to just neutralize themselves again. I swear to God, they're waiting for Rome or whatever the last day is to just have a point sprint, time bonus of some sort between those two. But someone's got to take off. Is it the double horned booby Cat 2s out here in the middle? Maybe. There's Cat 2 coming in. Can't even see what the kilometers are. But anyway, it's 11.3 at 5.5, and the next one's 5.7 at 6.9. Those are good little kind of springboards, I think. There's another little bump here in the middle, and then you have a bonus. Is that a Cat 1 in the middle? It's only 1.3 at 7 point something %, so I don't think it is. Can't really see the number there. And then you got this Cat 2 at the end coming in about, let me see, 165. So 30K still to go to the finish with a descent and another kicker, Cat 2 kicker right at the finish. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's a 6 categorized day, but 2 of them are fairly small. You got some big ones there. I will be interested. That last one might be the one to springboard him. What is that? 1.3 at 7.3. That might be like we saw. What was it? State when 6, 7. Not ground salsa. It was the one, the Ben Healy one, where you had that kicker coming in at the finish. That's where Remco, right before the time trial, you saw him get distance a bit. Maybe you'll have something like that. That could be. I could see. Who knows? That's it's hard to really tell. But here it's close to the finish. So. That's what we have going tomorrow. At least, come on, people. Let's get some excitement. Let's at least have some sort of excitement on the day here. Okay, let's check out some interviews. This is Derek G at the finish. Yeah, it's just a helicopter. It's a bomb. That's because he got hit in the face. Remember. Him?
Yeah, second again. That's a lot of them. Closest one yet. But, I mean, I did everything I could. Nico took it from 900 meters. I couldn't come around him, so, I mean, chapeau. That was unbelievable. I don't know what else I could do.
When you passed the lean, you were so close, you thought you might have overtook him.
It was just a couple meters too close. But, yeah, I think his hand hit me in the face when he was celebrating. It was so close. So.
Called it.
We're getting there, right? Thanks. We'll get there, right?
I don't know how many more shots he can take at it.
How did you get your feeling today from the first, second place? It's the third one now. I mean, I guess it's sort of progressed to frustration now.
They just keep getting worse. The first one was awesome. Yeah. I mean, at least we thought the race was over for a really long time there when they were almost up to a minute. And yeah, Stevie Williams did a massive job helping bring it back with Movistar and gave me the opportunity to launch. And then, yeah, he's just stronger today. I don't know.
When's the next opportunity?
I don't know. I think my legs might be a little bit fried.
How big is the disappointment after being so close?
Well, it's getting worse every time. The first one wasn't, and then the second one, I got smoked in the sprint. And now,
Hang on. It reminds me of Hugo Houlet last year in the Tour, where he. What's going on here? Where he was in the Giro last year. What's going on with this thing? In the Tour last year, where he kept trying, and I don't think did he get a stage win? Maybe he did get his stage win, but he was kind of riding strong. He had a good portion of the season here. Okay, let's go to let's play some more of these interviews. Nico Denz, no. Bruno, Magnus Kort at the start, maybe. Simon Clark at the start. Let's see what some of these guys are predicting.
After yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday is definitely not my kind of stage. I set off at the start there to try and help set up my teammates for the breakaway, and once again, Derek G showed us his power, and it was another great ride by him. So, yeah, good day.
I first understand a bit today because some riders say it will be a sprint, and some others say no, there won't be enough teams. Even Michael Matthews said that his best chance was the breakaway today.
Yeah, I have to say I agree with Michael. I think that the sprinters that are left in the race have also other objectives in GC, and I don't know if they're willing to sacrifice their whole team to bring it back. The only one really is Movistar, who doesn't have a GC contender, but all the other Bahrain and UAE and the likes, and even Jayco have GC contenders. So now that the third week is upon us and it's important that those guys, the workers, are ready to help their GC guys. I doubt that they will be using excess energy today.
And for you, then, what will be the strategy if the breakaway is the best chance? How you will play your cards, and how you will react if you have Michael Matthews with you in the breakaway as well?
Yeah, I mean, we need to play it a little bit by ear and see how it goes in the start here, whether the breakaway goes on the flat or whether it takes until the Simplon pass for the actions to happen. So we just need to wait and see.
Okay, Simon, best of luck.
I mean, yeah, they had Nico Denz up there, who once again they couldn't get rid of on the climb. Amre, now it's going to be in French. We just did Simon Clark. Let's see if we have any from the yesterday at the Rive. Nope. Okay, last one. We'll do Magnus Court, and then we will be out of here, folks.
Is today a day for you for trying something in the breakaway?
Yeah, I think today could be a good opportunity for the breakaway, and usually it would suit me quite well, but fortunately I'm not on my best right now, so I think I'll just have to get through the day as easy as possible. That's a plan for me.
It has been a tough Giro with the conditions and everything.
Yeah, it has been, and I'm suffering a bit under it now, so I just hope that I can turn it around.
So I will just ask you for your analysis, because some riders say it will be a sprint day, some others say no, it's breakaway, there's not enough team to control, and even Michael Matthews said his best chance is a breakaway. It's also what you think?
Yeah, I think when Mads Petersen out, had he been in the race, I'm sure the Trek they would have wanted to pull things back together, and it is possible, but you need a strong team and a strong sprinter as well, and yeah, it can happen a sprint, but I see it more likely with a breakaway. I don't think there's so many teams who's that strong anymore and have a sprinter they also believe that much in. So yeah, I believe it'll end up in a breakaway, but unfortunately, usually I won't have a go at it.
Thank you, Magnus. Thank you.
I mean, look, there's, and I thought I'd talk about this real quick. There's controversy about the shortened stage. I guess in Italian TV, they were really just railing about it. Part of it was, it looked real bad at the start. And then when they're actually racing, there's sunshine that's not so bad. And they're like, what's the problem with these guys? Now, I understand that the riders got upset, and this was for the weather protocol that they basically put their input in, and they got it to be changed. It really, the whole idea of the weather protocol is so you don't have these negotiations at the start of the stage, and it's all this problematic stuff, that it gets done before that. This ended up not working that way. There was a bit of a negotiation, kind of some struggling back and forth, and next thing you know, the stage is shortened. I don't know. It really wasn't a problem. We broke that down yesterday about how Pro Cycling Stats had a little note about the distance between, usually the gaps are real big. Now, the riders just decided not to make it exciting. That was my point. Also, the descent, we didn't see any big crashes. That was the big concern, that descent was bad. But they still went down it, and it was kind of the worst weather was during that time, and there were no crashes. So, some of this is kind of like whatever, but I mean, look, the riders they're just tired of this weather. I get it. I don't really have a problem with that. They did. Racing has been harder in the past. They talked about where they finished yesterday, La Montagne, way back, I think 80 something. The guy that won it, but then the next day they did 300 and some kilometers stage, 9 hours. Imagine doing that in bad weather. So I get it all, right? But we're still here. One, we want to be entertained. And today they didn't shorten the stage, and it's been boring. There's been a lot of boring stuff. Sometimes I'm struggling to get 20 minutes to talk about some of these things. But nevertheless, I'm holding out hope that this is like a book. It's like a movie, right? Sometimes you have to do character developments. You have to have some things here and there. You have to talk about the different stuff just to build it up. And in the end, you get an exciting, story, or at least a dramatic, something, tale to tell at the end. And you've had to just kind of endure it because those parts are necessary. And hopefully that's what we're getting. But so far, it's been a little rough to handle. I don't know. I've always liked the Giro because it starts out aggressive. You usually have climbs early on. You don't have to worry that first week it just all crashes. Didn't happen this time. The Vuelta has been one of my favorite races because it does that thing. But the Tour is typically, you don't have early race, like GC mix-up stuff. But anyway, that's what we have here. Okay, stage 15 tomorrow. Serragno to Bergamo, 195 kilometers. Once again, they're really stuck around this 200K stuff. Hopefully it'll be exciting. Hopefully it won't be too boring. I'm looking for, and then the rest day, and then hopefully the third week will give us something. Otherwise, enjoy, people. Have some fun out there. Hope you get out for a ride.